Hello, welcome to Home Library. My name is Tess Phillip and I'm a seasoned educator and currently a stay-at-home mom that has become an accidental homeschooler. A little bit of our journey, we were in the school system and we were going to be going through a big transition, moving from one country to the next. And we decided that we would homeschool during that process, and well, we just haven't gone back into the system yet. And today I want to just talk a little bit about beginning your journey homeschooling, the expertise and what kind of qualifications you might need to be a homeschooler, the time it takes to homeschool, and curriculum, because these seem to be the three things that come up most often when I talk to people about either our transition into homeschooling or their potential transition into homeschooling. So the first is expertise. One of the most common things people say to me is, oh, well, you are a teacher, so of course it's easy for you to homeschool. And I guess in some respects, yes, but in a lot of respects, no. I actually had to unlearn a lot when it came to being actually able to functionally homeschool my children. At first, I definitely went in with pride and overconfidence, thinking, oh, teach every day. Of course, I can do this at home, school, school at home, no problem. Set things up the same way I would in my classroom at home, and it failed absolutely miserably. It was terrible. It just did not work the same. And it doesn't work the same because in a classroom, your student child to teacher ratio is completely different than it is at home. I've got 3 kids at home. So right off the bat, the ratio is completely different. And the ability levels are different. And so it just doesn't work the same way. What I had to do as a teacher in the classroom was not what I had to do at home to create a learning environment. So I think that, yeah, my background gives me some things to draw on for sure, but it's not what makes me a good homeschooler for sure. I think what we need as a homeschooler, as a homeschooling family, is the ability to learn alongside each other. The reality is, even as a teacher, I wasn't an expert in all areas that I had to teach. I had to continually learn and learn alongside my students. And I think as a homeschooling parent, that really is our role, is to foster a love for learning within our home and teaching our children how to learn. It's not about knowing everything, because in this day and age, really, there's just so much to know, and accessing information is quite easy, and more importantly, knowing what is good information and what is not. So I think really, whatever expertise you have, that is amazing, and you get to filter that into your homeschooling life with your children, and then you learn together along the way. You teach how to find the answers to questions that we have, how to ask questions, how to be curious, how to have a natural wonder for life around us, and to search those answers out. So really, the only expertise you need to have is a willingness to learn with your child. And I think apart from that, everything else can fall into place. One of the second questions I get a lot is, how much time does it take, right? Like, you're in school from 9 to 3, 3:30, whatever, that general speaking. I guess it's a bit different start and end times, but generally speaking. And people are like, well, doesn't it take you that long to do all of your lessons? And the answer is absolutely not. It takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get through most of my grade 2. Like, I've got a child in grade 2, a child that's like kindergarten, grade 1. That's another beautiful thing about homeschooling, is you don't have to really stick to like grade level expectations. You can go at the student's pace. So grade 1, grade 2-ish, right? Somewhere in there, kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. We take about 30, 40 minutes to do our lessons, and that's it. And the reason that it's so much faster is it's 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. So I'm not trying to manage a lot of children. And we're looking at exactly the ability level that they're at and pushing them forward a little bit. So you're not looking at a very wide variety or range of ability levels like a teacher would be presented with in a classroom. A teacher in a classroom is having to deliver lessons that hit a very broad range of abilities and meet those students, all of them, where they're at, and try to push them forward. It's a lot more work than meeting one child where they are and pushing them forward. So what that means is our lessons are done 30 to 40 minutes a day. And right now we're doing reading, math, handwriting, and a little bit of touch typing. And that's because that's what they decided that they wanted to learn this year. And then after that, we get to do what we want and we get to learn. So a lot of that is physical play because my children are still very young and they need that gross motor, big body movement. We do art, we do a ton of reading. We do a lot of read alouds. We visit the library, we have lessons during the week. We have a homeschooling group that we meet up with. We go on field trips, we visit family, they come grocery shopping with me. We bake, we cook, we do life together, and we learn in the process of all of those things. So the time that it takes to school and do the lesson part is actually not very long. But it does mean that it frees you up to do so many other amazing things. The other question that I hear a lot about is curriculum and what to use. And the truth of the matter is that there is so much out there that is absolutely brilliant. And the best thing to do is do a bit of research and talk to other homeschoolers, talk to other teachers that you have within your community. I would be very happy to have conversations with you and help you source out what curriculum is best for you and your family, because the truth of the matter is what works best for me and my family may not be what works best for you and your family and your kiddos. In fact, I have two kiddos that approach math in very different ways, and the reality is they need different curriculum. And there are so many beautiful things out there to help you with that, and more coming out every day with digital resources, in print resources. It's an absolutely amazing time to be homeschooling because we have such a great variety to choose from. And I think that that shouldn't deter us. It should encourage us. It doesn't need to cost a lot either. There are a lot of amazing resources out there that don't cost a ton of money. So if it doesn't financially suit your family, then it's not the right resource right now. There are ones out there that will not tax your family financially that can still meet the needs of your children. So I think that now is a really encouraging time to homeschool. If you are kind of teetering on that decision, stay in the system, move into homeschooling, it really is a decision that is between you and your family, and don't be afraid to try. Like I said, we are accidental homeschoolers. We never meant to be doing this long term, but the longer we're doing it now, the more I can't imagine doing it any other way. So and that doesn't mean that if it stopped working, like for us, if homeschooling stopped working next year for whatever reason, we would go back into the school system, right? It doesn't have to be something that you commit to and struggle through. And as long as it's working for you and your family, then that is truly the best decision for you. This is something that is obviously I'm very passionate about. We have a growing community on patreon.com/tessphillip, where I've got resources, conversations, simple strategies that you can use at home to kind of get the ball rolling in terms of learning at home, play-based learning, reading strategies, resource support. So please head over to patreon.com and join us there for free. Otherwise, check back in here at YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos, and that also helps us get the word out to others and create a very vibrant parent community that is supporting each other, homeschooling or not. So grateful that you're here. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.